governs civil service for civil service lists. We received those lists. I have them in my hands. And we'll be interviewing, we being the respective police and fire chiefs and myself, will be interviewing candidates in the next 2 to 3 weeks. As I briefly made note of at the swearing-in ceremony at the last meeting, these are the final 3 promotions that represent the end of a long line of promotional opportunities in the police and fire departments that began approximately 3 years ago. Remember, it was over 3 years ago. And I'm hopeful upon making these appointments that the process will be completed within the next 30 to 45 days. Just keep in mind that once I make the appointment, it's subject to review and approval through the reviews of this division. That's the reason why we say that we want to conclude the process within 30 to 45 days. Realistically, on my end, I expect that the process and the interviews will be completed within about 2 to 3 weeks. And I'm happy to see this matter brought to you.
Yeah, I think we've been doing it, Mr. Valiakonis, but I'd like to request that, the official appointment is at the Board of Selectmen's meeting.
Absolutely. Thank you. And where it should be.
Yep, thank you.
Okay. Next item. Number 3, I forwarded documents to the Mass School Building Authority last week in support of the $5 million reimbursement request for the Bachelor School project. As you know, these funds will be used to pay off temporary borrowings of bond anticipation notes that we've issued on the projects. Those notes expire on September 18th of 2008. So that $5 million will go to pay down that temporary debt. There'll be a small portion of temporary debt that we have not paid now. And the town is working with MSBA to determine a schedule for disbursement of additional funds under the project. It is unclear of the exact timing for the receipt of these additional funds, which are generally available once an audit for the project has been completed and approved by the School Building Authority. So typically that's the process that they need to go through, because the School Building Authority is in somewhat of a flux and a transition from their old way of doing business to their new way of doing business. We need to confirm the opportunity and the availability of those funds, especially prior to the September 18th deadline when we have bond notes that are due. So the good news is that once we receive the $5 million, we'll have a small portion that's outstanding.
That small portion is a couple $1 million.
I think it was about $1.8 to $2 million was my remember.
And we would have to convert that to permanent bonding.
Yes. Yes. We're at the clock has run out.
You understand that, John?
Number 4 on the list is a new project that we're going to be undertaking. As you know, we've been looking to make some improvements at Town Hall, and we recently received bids for the Town Hall roof replacement project. We received a total of 4 bids, and the low bid being $493,000. It's a good bid. We received $650,000 in funding at the October 2007 town meeting to finance the project. Keep in mind that the $650,000 is an all-inclusive number. It includes our design fees, our project management fees, and any contingency that may be associated with the project. But we're comfortable $493,000 allows us to proceed with the project. The bids have been reviewed by the project architect, and the low bidder has been informed of the town's intentions to award a bid upon receipt of insurance certificates, payment, and performance bonds. And you have a copy of that letter at the back end of this report, just so you know the timing involved. Barring any unforeseen circumstances, with public bids sometimes there are unforeseen circumstances, such as the low bidder being unwilling to enter into a contract. But barring those circumstances, I expect the bid to be awarded shortly and the project to commence by the end of this month. And that's really good news. I expect the work to be entirely completed during the summer months. So August was what we're shooting for a completion date. And finally, I want to acknowledge the efforts of our building superintendent, John Welch, for his efforts in making the roof project a high priority. It's been something that's been on the back burner for quite a while. And it's good to see that we're at the point where we will be moving the project forward and awarding a bid and proceeding with the project.
What is the time schedule for completing this based on bids?
Yeah, the project of this size usually can be completed in about 4 weeks. Substantial work can be done in 4 weeks from start to finish, which includes what they have to do is remove the roof that's already on there. And what they'll do is they'll remove that roof and then they'll be replacing it with a new rubberized roof surface.
It was my understanding that we were going to put some slope.
Yes,
Is that
yes,
part of this proposal?
absolutely. That's part of the plan that we have, is to give a pitch to the roof, because flat roofs have proven to be things that don't work in New England very well.
And we're going to be repairing the soffits around the entire building?
Yes. That's part of it. Yes.
That would be very nice.
Yeah, we broke the project down into different phases. Just so you know, our main priority is to build the flat roof section of the building. The flat roof is the center section, and the 2 wings that go out to the back of the building. You have the gym that has a peak roof on it. You have the meeting room, room 14, my office, which has a peak roof over it. Both of those roofs are in good shape. We'd like to have the money to be able to do those in their entirety. But our main priority is to make sure that the flat section of the middle section, which is probably 80% of the roof area of the entire building, gets done. And that's what our goal is, to make sure that that process gets done first. That's it.
A&P is saying
This is a Knight, Dag, and Anderson is our architects. And you have a copy of the letter from Mr. Buckley, who's the principal that we've been working with. I should mention the letters that are included here are indicative of the confidence in the low bidder. It was their impression that the low bidder has good experience. You see that they've done 2 projects. They worked with this architect, and they're very happy. Those were the Burlington High School and the Shawshene Valley Technical High School. So we're confident we have a good bidder and a good project, and we're ready to move this thing forward. It will result, just so you know, it will result in some level of inconvenience. There'll be some overruns, some noise. Our goal was to have the majority of the noisy work done in the morning before the employees get to work. The job will start, work hours begin at 7 a.m. We realize there are some neighbors. We apologize, it's a relatively short period of time, and with anyone that's involved in roofing projects, what you try to do is you get as much done in a day as you can. You strip and you replace that section in its entirety. So work will begin promptly at 7, and they can proceed into the evening. My recollection is about 8 o'clock would be the maximum time frame that they're allowed to work on. That's it.
I think at this point I'll suggest that we take a short break until past 7. We've scheduled a public hearing and give the wastewater committee a chance to get organized. I see. I thought I saw one time Mr. Jones. Further present to us.
Oh, Michael.
They're arriving.
They're all right.
The chair was just here a minute ago.
Okay.
I'm right here.
Oh, okay.
I think he's going to do that.
Yes.
Yeah. They're always down.
We're on a 5 or 6 minute break to give you guys a chance to.
It's 493,000. 650 was the authorization. Gibson Roofing. No. Gibson Roofs. Hanover, Massachusetts. And so we've placed them on those to be available, get their bonds, get their insurance. Yeah. 4 5-year renewal. at the discretion of the board. So the initial term is 10 years. No, that's okay, Chris. 60 days.
I got one too. I got the extension. You've got two.
No,
Oh, you did?
Try this one.
Can you just unplug the,
You got one more for me there? Does that come up?